The following episode was filmed in March 2023, so as you can tell, it's been a while. Ending 2024, I want to get back into the Minecraft groove, so I'm picking up where I left off, and I've got a lot of footage from back then that I need to get out there. So this is what y'all missed out on. Hello everybody, welcome back to FusioCraft. If you remember last episode, we made this amazing little island here. An island with plenty of goat, Bighorn Island. And I'm still enamored with this thing. I think I really did a very good job with this. I love that I've kind of finally given goats their due, just in terms of like, these mobs have been in the game for like 2 years now, and I've kind of hardly ever interacted with them outside of just getting some horns from them last summer. Oh, I thought he was gonna ram me. But yeah, this is the perfect place to use them for. Like, it's just a comfy rock out in the ocean filled with goats. And of course, those goats include the screaming goats. Oh boy, I have 3 of them now. And I have special plans for these dudes. I have created a little hollow section inside of this island to kind of get their goat horns. This is going to be the goat horn arena of sorts. So I'm gonna push these screaming goats down into the belly of the island, and then their exclusive goat horns will be mine. Oh my god, the screaming is so funny. I know goat screams already sound like human screams, but this really just sounds like some dude that they got to just scream for them. Alright, now that they're down here, the horn collection process can commence. Who's gonna be the first to do it? Yeah! Wow. Okay, both of you were very quick on the draw, but you both failed miserably. What the hell was that? Oh. Yes! Quick results too. This one is Call. I've never heard this one. Well, okay, I've heard them all online, but I've never heard it in-game. It's the scary one! It's the scary one! This must be the perfect room for them to want to ram me because they are just popping off. Let's see what this one is. That sounded like an old man fart. I want to hear that again. Hold on. It is just a fart. Wow, they're gung-ho. Look at that. This is the most ramming action I've ever gotten out of the goats. There must be something very, I don't know, fine-tuned about this room. Oh, they're AI. They love it. Wow, what? What? It popped off over here. Is it because it hit the other goat? What? Oh! This is the last one. Okay, I got Call and Admire. Let's see. Hey! This one is... This one's also Admire. Alright. This is just the goat bashing arena. There we go. They're all bald. Sorry about that, fellas. I'm, leave y'all in here for now. I don't even know what I want to do this episode yet. I just really wanted those horns. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm still not done with the islands out here. There's a few spots right out there where I know I want to build up some rocks. So yeah, there's going to be a big rock right here. And I think I want to put a few more rocks like this that are actually on the land too. I don't want to make one too big, but I need more like this that is like actually touching the land. Like maybe one right here? So I guess that's the first thing I should get to. I'm pretty used to making these by now. It's easy. I got the methodology down. I can grind these out quickly. Okay, so I've gone in and added the new rocks. I've added some rocks here on the beach of Ezo Island. There's this one kind of off the shore. This one that's almost off the shore, but it's still on the land right here. Let me hop on over to one of my favorite new rocks. This little guy that juts out at the edge of the beach here. You can walk right on top of it, and it gives you a really cool view of Calcite Cove, which is the main reason I wanted to build it in this way. Really happy with this one for the viewpoint that it provides. It's such a good spot. And I've added more small rocks along the edges of the water here as well. I'll have to continue doing that throughout the rest of the beaches later, but from far away, it doesn't really obscure anything either, which is great. I was worried when I was building this thing that it may kind of cut off something, but no, it's good. In terms of the view that it provides, it feels dead smack in the middle, but it kind of just feels like this little thing off to the side when we're over here, which is great. No compromises had to be made, and the view from it is really good. But I have saved the best one for last. This might just be my new favorite one. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think anything's gonna top Bighorn Island for me, but the shape of this one is insane. I went really high elevation for this one, and I love the way that it came out. We got the giant hill on this side of the island, but then on this side we got kind of a high point too, which also provides a really cool view of the surrounding area. It looks really good from Ezo Island, and it makes me want to flesh out this sandy side of the island a little more, just so it fits in and feels more ingrained with this island. I might remove the sand from this section to make it cliffy and grassy so that it kind of matches up with this. These are kind of steep island edges here, and it makes more sense for there to be rocky cliffs here to mirror this than for the sand to be here. As of right now, this island is a blank slate, and I don't really know what to put on it yet other than trees and grass and stuff. I feel like there should be something really cool on the high point, but I'm not sure yet. This thing's so cool, I want to view it from all angles. Okay, first, I'm gonna go to this big island. Yeah, the view from over here really highlights that slope. So what I did with this one is, I've been building a lot of these out of tuff first and foremost, but this one I use moss, and I don't know why I haven't been doing that the whole time. Like, I keep discussing how that's the ultimate shaping tool, right? But what I did is, because I knew that I wanted this one to be very vertical, I kind of just went directly up with the moss. And then afterwards, I went and I put in all these pillars of rock on the side until the shape came out looking natural and not just like a straight up pillar. And then in certain areas, I cut areas out from that pillar instead of adding to it. The view here from Bighorn Island is that of the big rocky face in the back. Oh, and while I'm over here, I think we need a Screaming Goat update because there have been developments. I have installed a permanent trapdoor inside of the little house, and it brings you down here to the Screaming Goat layer, where I just continue to breed them up, make more screaming goats. I'm nearing the point where I have every horn, but like, I'm breeding up so many in here. Look at how easy it is for them all to want to ram me. Oh! Okay, this guy just helped me, pushed me out of the way from the other guy, and wow, thank you. Yearn, oh my god, see? See, they keep ramming me, like I'm just trying to see which one I got. Yearn. Oh yeah, I got this one earlier today. But yeah, I stand anywhere near a stone wall, and just a ton of them immediately start running over to ram me. It's so funny. I guess I stumbled upon the ultimate setup here. Giant room of stone, just put a bunch of goats in it. It also needs to be said that this is the funniest sounding room I've ever had in Minecraft. The constant oh my god, see? It's just a marathon. So yeah, plenty of shenanigans going on down there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to decorate this blank slate of an island, figure out what to put on top of it. On stream, I figured out what to do with this island. I planted the typical spruce trees, but I also put a big stone frog on top. Now there's a story behind this majestic creature, this fabulous beast. Like, I think they're like worshiping him already. Like, this is their god now. One day while I was at work, I stumbled upon this concrete frog covered in moss, and I quickly fell in love with it. I took so many selfies with it. So while I was making these islands, it was suggested to me to put Moss Muncher on one of them. That's the name that we gave him. And so now this island is like a giant pedestal for Moss Muncher. I built Moss Muncher with looking at him from very far away in mind, so he looks a little weird up close. Like, I'm flip-flopping between what I want to use for the eyes here. You should let me know. Let me know what you think is better. You've already seen him with the dye, right? That was a suggestion from Mike because, I don't know, it seems like there's a gradient going up where he's lighter on top. And it does read really good from afar, but I feel like using the stone slabs kind of makes it look a little more like eyes. That's a detail that only really matters when you're way up close. But from far away, it's also good because it also helps it give it like the opposite, like dark contrast. While I'm down here, I may as well shout out the fact that I used a bit of texturing just underneath him to kind of give him a little more of a shadow. There's a lot more contrast up there, and it kind of looks like he's just that much more looming over. I guess this slab question is a question between should I grade it lighter or darker? Should I go this way for contrast or that way for contrast? And these andesite slabs are essentially the same thing with the stone brick. It's like the same darkness. It's just that it's got, well, no detail in the middle here, where there's like, I don't know. Moss Muncher's eye kind of goes this way. So it's kind of reverse from real life, but you know, there's nothing better. That being said, from afar, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. And I want it to just look good when you look at it from a longer range. Oh, and I don't know if you've heard this part yet, This is a little funny tidbit about this statue. Wait for it. Oh, yep, there it goes. The frog is alive. Moss Muncher has been endowed with the spirit of an actual frog. Nothing to be concerned about, and I kind of got carried away and I built 2 more. So over here, since this beach needs a lot more details on it, we have, what was his name? Sand Slurper, that's what it is. So Moss Muncher's up there, and now we got Sand Slurper over here. And this statue is also alive. You just heard it ribbit a little bit there. Oh, it's so evil. So to complete the trifecta, because each frog kind of represents a different frog color in Minecraft, like Moss Muncher represents the green ones, Sand Slurper represents the orange ones, I had to put in a white one, and hey, Calcite Cruncher, that sounds perfect. Let's put Calcite Cruncher in Calcite Cove. There he is. Let me get up the stairs here. It's a really funny thing to look out at from the street here. Like, oh, there's just a little hill by this pond with a big calcite frog on it. Now, of course, for the shading and the details and stuff, I use diorite because calcite doesn't have these things. No walls or stairs or slabs, but yeah, I really like this one because of its area. I think having this view of it up there with the pond down here is really cool. Makes me kind of want to decorate this area a little bit more. Look, look, look. It's a fun detail to walk around when you're on this path. Like you're going around this hill with a giant white frog statue on it. And it's also a really funny thing to see from the street. Like you're going down the street here and boom. Look at that guy back there just minding his own beeswax. I was originally going to put him up on the mountain, and I was looking around. There's a lot of cool little nooks and crannies that I could hide him in. Like somewhere down there, maybe. Any multitude of areas in this back region. And although it would have made sense to put him either or, because obviously there's still a lot of calcite here too, I felt like Calcite Cove deserved it. Though, you know, I kind of feel like making more frogs. There is a potential. I may still put a frog statue on that mountain. Also on stream, I'm finally returning to making these custom windswept cypress trees, and I've built 2 up here on the path that goes above Dom House. It's cool, convenient when it's raining. I can get a little shade here. So I'm growing a lot of acacia trees over there because I'm gonna grind these trees out. That's my next big project. I don't think I need a super big amount, just enough dotted along the coastline. So yeah, this is the next phase of this end of base grind, the trees. I've been busy. Look at all the trees now. Where there was once just a few, there is now quite a bit more. So along this path, I wanted there to be some of these trees kind of overhanging above you, and I've achieved that here with these 2 big ones. Oh, this one is really cool to be under. I mean, look at how nice it is to go to Calcite Cove now and have this be looming over you. Very comfy. It does kind of obscure the lighthouse a little bit when you are in town, at least when you're right here though. It's still very visible anywhere else in town, and I think the idea of seeing it looming over some trees makes it a little more comfy too. Like if you were popped in here at Calcite Cove and you wanted to go explore the lighthouse, you'd have to go under these trees to go discover it. Oh yeah, there it is. Side note, I fixed some of the texturing with Moss Muncher because for some reason, I was getting too hung up on the brown from the dirt and I was trying to shade that when I realized, you know, I should just really push the green. It makes way more sense to just remove the brown from the dirt, put in more moss, and then shade it with some darker green underneath. Building like this in Minecraft is a constant creative learning process. And one thing that I have already kind of taught myself, but I kind of messed up on here, is with this tree. I don't know if you can tell right off the bat what I did wrong with this tree here. It's nothing specific about the tree itself. It's a good tree. Any last takers? Because I'm about to reveal what's wrong with it. Remember when I designed this little entryway into the area through this giant sequoia tree? Boom. It kind of obscures a lot of the lighthouse. Now, I was just talking about why I'm okay with that with the Calcite Cove path, but in this case, I specifically designed this entryway so that you would have this full front center view of the lighthouse and the house. So that kind of messes up the entire design here, and I have to push this tree over a little bit. A little painful, but to be honest, these trees don't take me that long. I tore down a spruce tree and planted this guy here, but instead I'm going to tear this guy down, get the spruce tree back here, and then put it here. So not only will this shift reclaim a lot of that visibility from the tree, but it's also going to provide an overhang for this little camping area. This campfire is going to be shielded from the rain, and it's going to feel even more cozy than it already is. So while I have to compromise and fix this mistake, I'm doing it in a way that's going to make it even better than it was before. Granted, I could have 2 trees here, but yeah, this tree has got to go. It really does feel like I just shifted it over here. This is so much better. First of all, wow, look at how much better the build up to walking into here is. I love having the sense of there being things above me. It really makes me feel way more immersed when I'm making an area like this. I was right, it made this little campfire area that much more comfy. And the best part is, if I go over here, it's not in the way of the lighthouse. Now these little bits of spruce trees here, they're small enough to where I don't care about it, but this thing was like kind of blocking this entire region. Also, simple little hack that I've been doing since well before making trees like this. This is the first type of custom tree I used to do. If I want to make some spruce trees, but I want them to be slightly taller, I just prop them up like this. Before I ever considered I could build a tree myself piece by piece, this is something that I did to give my trees a little bit more of a unique flair. I do this a lot with the spruce trees in this game because they're just nowhere near as tall as they should be in real life. I've created an entire forest before where every single one of these trees was 5 logs taller than it usually is, and it looked really cool. It felt a little more like you were in an actual pine tree forest. Okay, so now suddenly it's December. I'm back finally. I started that solo world, The Lost Glade, last summer, but it wasn't enough for me to get back into the game. It doesn't matter what my big interest at the time is, I'm always going to need some sort of break away from it, and that's exactly what I just got. Most of my free hobby time this year was spent on Magic the Gathering, so... and that's just another example of that type of thing where after a while now I'm gonna have to get a break from Magic. I can feel it coming soon, like it's trading hands. And I'm also thinking maybe from this point on, if I get super involved with some other hobby or game, I'm probably gonna put it on this channel as well, just so it's not like completely abandoned. This doesn't have to be just Minecraft. But yeah, that's recapped where I've left off. You know, I've built these frogs, filled out the environment with more rocks and trees. Just a look into the future, next year with 1.21, I'm going to finish Barrel Bay. But until that happens, for now, I'm going to focus my efforts back on Calcite Cove and the mountain that looms above it. And that's going to be mixed in with the Lost Glade too, because I only just started on that world and I want to get back into that. So tune in next time, it'll definitely be sooner than the last one. I'll see y'all hopefully within a week. Goodbye!